Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time on a Monday night. We are happy to have you guys in for tonight's show. It's an interesting Monday night football game as we are currently in commercial break for that. Bailey Zappi just came in for Mac Jones in the middle of a Monday night football game. The Patriots without points and just led them on a touchdown drive. How about that? We will talk about the situation for Matt Ryan. Speaking of quarterbacks who got benched, Matt Ryan did get benched today. Future Colts quarterback. In fact, I'm going to tweet that. Future Colts quarterback Mac Jones. Oh, I'm sure somebody already beat me to it. Probably too late by the time I get to it now. Either way, I wish I would have thought about it earlier, but we will have plenty of time to get into it tonight. We will talk about tweaks that you would make to the Titans offensive playbook, given that it was a ghastly performance yesterday, but one that they did win. And then we are going to pay tribute to a Chattanooga, Tennessee legend who passed away at the age of 67 earlier today. Not what you want to see, but we will try and do him some justice because he is one of the funniest human beings of all time. Before we get into the conversation tonight, and we're looking forward to this conversation with you guys, the Matt Ryan experience is a laugh out loud funny one. Need you all to share this show. If you're hanging out on Twitter, please retweet the show, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. If you're on Facebook, you can share now to public. That's in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And if you are on YouTube or on Twitch, please subscribe to the channel. We would greatly appreciate you doing so on this lovely Monday night. Now that more of you are here, we can go ahead and get this thing going. Welcome into A to Z Sports Prime Time from the Superbook Sports Studios. I'm your host, Buck Rising, and I'm proud as always to be presented to you by the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage. GaryAshton.com is where you go for your dream address without the stress. The Gary Ashton team will get you the intel edge you need to succeed, so go to GaryAshton.com. Superbook Sports, where you go to wager on Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and everything in between. They'll match your first bet up to $1,000, win or lose in the Superbook Sports app. TrueMath Fitness, a new way to work out, a better way to work out, and one that you will love. Sign up for your first class free as a Middle Tennessee resident at TrueMathFitness.com. And Two Rivers Ford, the best car buying experience possible. 2023 model year Fords available right now at tworiversford.com. So there has been a cataclysmic shift in the situation for the Indianapolis Colts since the last time we talked. In fact, I was very upset. I went to my final commercial break to end the radio show today, and Ian Rappaport tweeted out that Matt Ryan had been benched by the Indianapolis Colts. Now, apparently, he also sustained an injury in this past weekend's game, in Sunday's game, that was going to cause him to miss some time. Regardless, Frank Reich made it clear that they would move forward with second-year quarterback Sam Ehlinger. Is it Ehlinger or Ehlinger? Either way, I suppose we're going to find out because he's the new Colts starting quarterback moving forward. It's pretty crazy to see, given how all these things have devolved so quickly for Indianapolis and how they have lost 4 of these divisional games, and they have 1 win and 1 tie at this, or rather lost 3 of these divisional games, won 1 of these divisional games, and tied in their first game of the regular season with the Houston Texans. So they've finished with the Matt Ryan experience. And the question that I want to ask you guys tonight is this. It's your Two Rivers Ford take on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch as we watch Justin Fields get ready to battle Bailey Zappi and future Colts quarterback Matt Ryan. What a brutal interception by Justin Fields. I need to see what the hell happened there. I couldn't tell if the throw was impacted or if he just made a horrendous mistake, made a horrendous pass on that situation. My goodness. Anyway, that is and one of their best offensive linemen, Tevin Jenkins, is now hurt. What a brutal, brutal situation for Chicago. Oh my God. No, he got tackled. I couldn't remember if he went down or not. Anyway, 10-7 in the second quarter of this Monday Night Football game. Your Two Rivers Ford take, however, name something that lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career. We will talk about it together on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. I'll give you one thing that lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career with the Indianapolis Colts right after I tell you about our friends that make the Two Rivers Ford take possible. That is, of course, Two Rivers Ford. 2023 model year Fords available right now at tworiversford.com. That's the place that you go. No matter how you like to shop, you can do it online and check out their all new online inventory. You can custom order your next Ford the way that I did at tworiversford.com. You can go to the dealership if you like. You can test drive any of the vehicles just 7 miles east of Nashville International Airport. And of course, you can call one of their non-commissioned salespeople, 1-800-900-1000, and talk to them about how fast, easy, and fun the car buying experience will be at Two Rivers Ford in Mount Juliet or online at tworiversford.com. So, looking at this situation for the Indianapolis Colts, what lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career in Indy? There's a couple of different funny answers that I expect to see from you guys, or that I know I will see from you guys. I've got a funny one myself. But first, let's hear from Tom Pelissero, who did the reporting on this today.
Hope for the better.
Down tremendous are the Indianapolis Colts. By the way, Bailey Zappi just threw a 43-yard completion. I don't know what the hell is going on. But either way, I know that Matt Ryan got fired on his off day because of the Tennessee Titans. So name something that lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career as a Colt. Derek Othello West, Aaron Rodgers' ayahuasca trip. Yep, that's exactly right. What lasted longer than Matt Ryan's Antonio Brown's Rolling Loud performance lasted longer, says Kenyatta. The Jags lead in the division, says Leo. God bless. No, not quite, but pretty close at this point. Jake Locker not being on an injury report. God, you guys are vicious. Matty Ice, well, there's some virginity jokes in there. Shocking to nobody. TMI, outstanding, though. Very happy for you all and your inability to. Never mind. I'll keep it moving. This is kind of a family show, I guess. Jeremy Pruitt's career as a poker player, says Ben Hall. Whew. This is really, really bad. So Mac Jones is going to get traded to the Colts probably tomorrow. No, I don't know what's going to happen with Mac Jones, but man, this is funny to watch. And certainly on the day where Matt Ryan gets benched, I think honestly that the whole Matt Ryan deal, man, it just went so counter to everything that they thought it was going to be. Clearly, everything that, it made a lot of sense. Jonathan Taylor was supposed to have a better offensive line. Matt Ryan was supposed to have a better offensive line. The offensive line being hot garbage has completely derailed everything that they wanted to do. And now you have a situation where Matt Ryan's career comes to a very, very quiet end. He's clearly struggling both as far as his protection is concerned and with his ability to make the throws that are required in that offense, as Tom Pelissero correctly pointed out. It took 2 minutes real time for the Pats to score 14 points, says Rhett Berrigan. Yeah, and think about the Titans not being able to score an offensive touchdown in 60 minutes of football yesterday. Just unbelievable at this point. That Bailey Zappi can put together a better offensive performance than the Tennessee Titans right now makes me very upset. Stephen King says, Buck, this is not a children's show. No, but, your premature ejaculation jokes are not necessarily something that I wanted to wade into tonight, Stephen. But you know what? What can we do? B Friend says, Buck, how much did the Colts pay Matt Ryan? This is where it gets crazy, right? Like the number, it's not just Matt Ryan though that makes it so problematic. And honestly, Chris Ballard is going to need. They need to move on from Chris Ballard, I think, at this point. He has done a horrendous job in trying to correct the situation since after Andrew Luck, since 2018. So Ballard's been the GM there since 2017. Since 2018, the Colts have dished out $145 million in cash, not just in contracts, but in cash. Guaranteed money to 12 different quarterbacks. Luck, Brissett, Brad Kaya, Brian Hoyer, Chad Kelly, Phillip Rivers, $25.026 million. Carson Wentz, $21.3 million. And Matt Ryan, $24.7 million. Brutal. So I'll read all of the quarterbacks in total. Andrew Luck, Brissett, Kaya, Hoyer, Chad Kelly, Phillip Rivers, Jacob Eason, Carson Wentz, Sam Ellinger, Brett Hundley, Matt Ryan, Nick Foles. It is a ridiculous amount of money that they have spent. They've just lit Jim Irsay's money on fire trying to figure out the Colts situation. And on top of all that, Jim Irsay's been losing money. Well, not losing money, but not making money on Lucas Oil Stadium. Think about this. They haven't hosted a home playoff game since 2014. 2014. That's a lot of missed revenue opportunity for an NFL owner who's got a stadium like that, which is still, I mean, Lucas Oil has probably been operational for, let me see, if I've been out of high school for 11 years, and the first year that Lucas Oil was opened was my sophomore year of high school. So it's been probably 13 years since Lucas Oil has been opened. To not have, and it's been 8 years since they've hosted a home playoff game. That's a lot of money that they're missing out on, man. That's a really, really difficult thing, Buck. And yet we keep talking about the Colts like they're good. Haven't won the division since 2014, as a matter of fact. Well, here's the thing though about Indianapolis. Like, their defense is good. I absolutely think they could have been a good football team, even if Matt Ryan is, limited at this stage in his career. But so much fell apart when that offensive line fell apart that, I mean, MB, nobody could have predicted that. Nobody could have predicted that the Colts offensive line would have fallen to shit that quickly. And yet here it is. Quentin Nelson is routinely getting punked, not just by like Danico Autry and Jeff Simmons, but they have been consistently poor in pass protection in front of a 37-year-old quarterback that can't move. So I get what you're saying, and you're right. They are one of the most overhyped teams in the NFL, overhyped franchises in the NFL since Andrew Luck retired, and they just haven't been able to get it right. Tough scene. Let me tell you quickly before we continue our conversation. We'll read more of your comments about what lasted longer than Matt Ryan's Colts career. I will first remind you, though, that the Ashton Real Estate Group of RE/MAX Advantage also has lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career as a Colt. They are the official real estate agency of the Nashville Predators. They're the official real estate agency of me because I love them. The Ashton team got me a great setup in my dream address without the stress over 3 years ago. GaryAshton.com will get you that intel edge you need to sell your home for more if you're in the market to do so while you find your next one in this red-hot real estate market. GaryAshton.com for more information and to find the intel edge you need to succeed. Don't sell without the intel at GaryAshton.com. So, what lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career as a Colt? What lasted longer is Urban Meyer's career as the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Think about that. Urban Meyer made it to I believe it was week 9 or 10 of the NFL season. It was November at the very least because it was after the Titans played the Jaguars here in Nashville. And this was right before the kicking of the kicker story, I believe, came out, but also after Urban had lost yet another game in dramatic fashion. So you look at the situation for Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer got fired for a variety of different reasons, but also because he didn't win football games. But he still lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career as a Colt, which is absolutely crazy to think about. Urban Meyer, how about that for a punchline at this point? Just unbelievable. I told all my friends that this would happen. Matt Ryan wasn't much of an upgrade from Wentz. No, man, I guess like the results are what they are, right? And the results are what they are. And I think that it's easy to have that kind of bias with the results in hand, but I don't think it could have been. I don't think anybody could have predicted that it would have gone this badly for Matt Ryan and Indy. Broncos country, let's ride, lasted longer than Matt Ryan's career. Derek Othello West just on a heater tonight. Outstanding. Some of the material that he submitted. Derek out here doing a stand-up show in the middle of the Facebook live chat on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, where you can hang out with us on prime time. So let us conclude the Colts coverage for the remainder of the season because I just don't care to hear about them, talk about them, see them anymore on my television screen. Enough of the Colts for 2022. let us talk about tweaks that you would like to make to Todd Downing's playbook, since that's your second favorite thing to do outside of point and laugh at the Colts, in my experience. Let me know on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch what one play, if you had to take one play out of Todd Downing's playbook, what call would you remove? We'll talk about it together right after I remind you about the fine folks who make the primetime show possible. That is Superbook Sports. Superbook Sports, where you go to wager on all the action this football season. They will put you in a position to succeed, to take the fight to Las Vegas and have success. This is the situation. This is the situation at Superbook. They are always looking for great opportunities, great odd boosts, great promotions to get you involved, to make sure that you have the best chance to take on the best odds makers on the strip. Superbook.com for terms and conditions. Gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line, 1-800-889-9789. So, what one play would you take out of Todd Downing's playbook? Tannehill, Minshew, let's see. I'm so over the fire Downing thing. It's not going to happen. Get over it, says Christopher White. Yeah, but that's not gonna stop people from doing it. Ben Hall says burn all of the pages with sweeps and running back tosses in them. MB says A and B gap runs on first down specifically. I'm very much a proponent of that. Sign me up. Bringing Willis in for a fumble, says Stephen. Well, I don't think that's the exact play call. I don't think they're bringing Willis in specifically to fumble the football, but I know what you're talking about at this point. Take out the screen, says Troy Burns. Well, that's just objectively stupid, because that's the only source of explosive passing plays that they've been able to get as of late. To take out the screen completely neuters the ability to have defenses pay attention to Derrick Henry or Dontrell Hilliard out on the field. That is a flatly incorrect statement. They should start Willis against the Texans, says Major Key. We can't afford that loss. We can afford that loss so Tannehill can heal. Oof, no, I don't. You can't afford an AFC South loss. Here's the thing, like, just because you've swept the Colts, sweeping the Colts is important. Absolutely. No question about it. But all they have to do is have a better record than you and they make the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you haven't killed effectively the Colts. You haven't killed anybody effectively in this division, yet you have made life infinitely harder on the Colts. There's no question about that. But we're only in week 7, guys. You can't afford a loss to a divisional opponent. I think that's nonsensical. Now, if you have a situation where we'll see how the week of work goes for Ryan Tannehill. Obviously, we didn't have access to him today, but the ankle situation is problematic, given that when last we saw him last night, he was in a boot. So I think the situation for the Titans is, listen, they go through the week of work operating as if Tannehill's going to be the starter. And if they feel like, okay, he can't go, and it gets late enough in the week where they can make a decision to get Malik Willis some reps, then at that point you get Malik Willis some reps. I don't know. I really don't know what gives you the best advantage. A Tannehill who can't move in behind an offensive line who is brutal in front of him, or Malik Willis who, I don't know. It's just a really risky proposition to put him out there when you have such a thin margin for error and the risk of a rookie turning the ball over just because, he's going to be put in a difficult situation in live game reps. Like, that's where he's going to have to improve. It's not going to come on the practice field at this point because he still has to run scout stuff during the course of the week. Man, it's too early to make a determination, but I don't like the idea of putting Malik Willis out there in a divisional game that you absolutely need to have, no matter how many times you beat the Colts at this point. But the play that I would take out is of course, the famous jet sweeps. No more jet sweeps. The jet sweeps I don't know what it is about the jet sweeps. They just haven't executed them well. Mike Vrabel was asked about it today. That's what the head coach had to say.
Your footwork. So if your ankle's bummed, you don't have a chance to really push off. You can see Tannehill kind of lunging at Malik Willis to try and get that.
The use of Malik out wide a couple of times and on the aborted handoff. Was that more product of being shorthanded at the wide receiver position and putting him there, or just trying to put a new wrinkle in and add something else to the
I think
offense?
probably a little bit of both, wanting to make sure that, we're doing things that we think can help us. And, Malik's ability. So we'll see where that package goes. And, thought we had a good play. Thought we really liked, where things were and what it would look like. And unfortunately, we just weren't able to execute on that particular play. But, we'll try to keep doing things that we feel like, can help us and his skill set and seeing where things go.
Maybe take the jet sweeps out, or just the jet sweep with, maybe just the jet sweep with Malik Willis at this point. Khalil Herbert, by the way, just caught a 25-yard touchdown pass. Justin Fields got rocked on the play. He looked like he had to get up pretty slowly at this point. Oof, just crunched on the shoulder as he let that ball go, but still a 25-yard touchdown pass to keep the Bears in the lead on Monday Night Football. So I think it would be the jet sweep with Malik Willis for me. But listen, they're looking for help anywhere they can get it. I totally understand why Vrabel did it. I don't, I don't think risk reward. It's easy to play the results like that, but yeah, it's just a tough scene. Retire the jet sweeps as Sin City Titan. I think that's probably going to be the consensus tonight. Death Grinder B says Willis could come out and be the next Lamar. It's not that. He's not Lamar. Nobody's Lamar. That's a completely unrealistic expectation. And don't just do that because he's a quarterback who has the ability to make plays with his legs. Lamar is a totally different kind of second reaction runner. Malik is explosive, certainly. I mean, he has the ability to make plays, but don't do Malik Willis the disservice of making Lamar Jackson comparisons before he started an NFL game. Lamar was a first-round pick. Malik Willis was and is substantially more raw than Lamar Jackson was his rookie year. I really, I really hate that these conversations turn into it looks like me talking down on Malik Willis, because I'm trying to avoid that while being realistic about the criticism of Malik. He's not ready, man. He's just not ready on so many different levels. And like I said, I'm trying to get somebody on the radio show who works with him as a quarterback coach to help people understand what it is that he's capable or not capable of doing right now. But to say that he could come out and be the next Lamar is it's exactly the kind of thing that I'm glad that he doesn't have to deal with. I'm so glad that he doesn't have to start games, because you guys would bury him if he goes out there and you have expectations of Lamar Jackson, and it's anything but. Troy Burns says, Buck, be real. Robinson's holding Vrabel back. I don't think that's true. I mean, I don't think there's any evidence of that. I mean, there's some shitty drafts out there, but everybody has shitty drafts. We need to stop comparing period, says MB. Yes, I think that's absolutely so. Okay. Let's move on to, so all in favor of getting rid of the Malik Willis jet sweep, say aye. Aye. All right. The ayes have it. Producer Reed, I saw his hand up in the background. I can't see you guys, but I assume that everybody raised their hand. The ayes have it. We move on to honor a Tennessee legend, to rest in power for Leslie Jordan, who passed away at the age of 67 today. Which celebrity who recently passed will you miss the most? I hate moments like this, but this run really, really hurt me. And I know since he's from the state of Tennessee, he's from the city of Chattanooga, we have to pay tribute to the legend that he was. So which celebrity who recently passed will you miss the most? Talk about it together right after I remind you that the place that you will go if you are not trying to miss out on your weight goals, TrueMathFitness.com, your fitness goals. You want to achieve those fitness goals. You want to go to TrueMath Fitness and get your fitness journey started today. It's a new way to work out, a better way to work out, an efficient way to work out. It's not going to put a bunch of time constraints. Going to find a great and well-formulated plan for you to achieve, no matter what your level of fitness is, whether it's their boot camp style classes, whether it's personal training or their open gym. TrueMathFitness.com is ready to show you how much better you can be. For your first workout free, go to TrueMathFitness.com. So, which celebrity will you miss the most? So Leslie Jordan passed away today at the age of 67. And honestly, it's just heartbreaking because he's just such a unique individual and such a comedically perfect human being. He died today at 67 years old. Apparently, he had some kind of medical emergency and crashed his BMW into the side of a building while driving. So, fortunately, nobody else hurt in this situation, but did suffer some kind of medical episode. The tow truck, about 3 hours ago, tow truck just removed Leslie's car from the scene. I'm reading TMZ right now. You can see heavy damage to the front passenger side and his wheel almost totally taken off. So he hit this wall pretty hard. Man, that's scary stuff. But I certainly, he's an icon. He's an icon across so many different generations. He's somebody whose comedy I think can reach anybody. And he was honestly one of the things that kept a smile on my face during the pandemic lockdown. Because he would do these funny ass videos on Instagram. Some of them, more memorable than others.
Well, shit. What are y'all doing? Screwing? Well, shit. What are y'all doing? Screwing?
All right. Obviously, the comedic stylings of Leslie Jordan go far above and beyond that. But R.I.P. to a legend, gone too soon at 67. There's a lot of celebrities who I think feel like they're in your head. Somebody said Taylor Lewan. Get the hell out of here. If he's God, I had somebody text me the other day asking, why does Will Compton keep posting that Taylor is dead? Is Taylor okay? And I said, yes, they're just both idiots, complete and total idiots. Although I saw that they had Lendale White and Chris Johnson on Bussin' today. I think they're going to put out that episode tomorrow, which I'm sure is going to be good because I know those two have a podcast. Smash and Dash have a podcast, which would be laugh out loud funny. All right, that's going to do it for us tonight. Get you back in time to enjoy the rest of Monday Night Football. Have a great rest of your evening. Radio show tomorrow. We got a great radio show tomorrow if you are a Titans and Oilers fan. Warren Moon, franchise legend, is going to join the show at 12:20. We'll talk about the week that he had here in Nashville as Titans Oilers homecoming concluded and what he thinks of this Titans team right now. In the meantime, honestly, Reed, I think I would like to mix this into our end of show video rotation. I think that is what I would very much like to do. So at this point, what happened there? It's Austin and Zach. How about that? Look at the boys all cleaned up. All right, the reason Reed was giving me the finger and not that finger is because he was trying to remind me that Austin and Zach, on behalf of A to Z Sports, just won the Entrepreneurial Award for Best Nashville Sports, Music, and Entertainment Startup Company. And he literally just sent us a picture of the trophy. So that's the boys on the red carpet looking snazzy. Zach with his tie clip. Austin's got the clear rimmed glasses. I don't know, Reed, if you want to flip it back to me. I don't know if you guys can see the award. Hopefully the glare of them. I'm trying to avoid the glare of the ring light for you guys, but that's the trophy and the picture that Austin Stanley just sent us. So congratulations to everybody, man. That's really cool. I'm proud I would never tell those two this, but I'm very proud of them. Not just because, I work for them and they saved me from a horrendous work situation when they hired me way back in 2019. But those dudes have worked very, very hard. I have seen it firsthand. A to Z Sports has grown from one market and 3 employees, Austin, Zach, and myself, to, I believe, 16 markets as of this football season and 35 total employees. They are a couple of badasses, and not a lot of people could do the things that they've done across the board. So I hope you guys will celebrate with them together. Congratulations to them. Congratulations to everybody. You guys, especially, you guys won. Billy Jones says we won. Hell yeah. You know what? This shit doesn't happen without you guys. So, truly thank you for the way Austin and Zach will thank you tomorrow morning. I'm certain. I'm sure Zach will give a very, very well thought out victory speech, as he is known to do. But I do think that you guys deserve a tremendous amount of credit because the way that you support what Austin and Zach built, the way that you support what producer Reed and I do here on Sunday through Thursday nights and everything else, the Tighten Up podcast, Charlie and Reagan, what they do with the halftime and post game shows. So thank you guys for making something like that possible. Really, really cool. Really, really cool to see that come to life. Eric Alonso says, you owe those dudes your life, Buck. Professionally, yes. Hell yes, man. I like to think that I would have been all right if I'd even if they hadn't plucked me out of just an absolute hellhole that I started working at. But listen, everybody has a shitty job right out the gate, especially in our industry, man, when a lot of these entry-level jobs just do not pay a lot of money. You got to gut it out for a couple of years before you can finally cash in on what it is a ridiculous thing that we get to do here. But there's no question those dudes, I remember very well. I used to work at 102.5, and by the way, like it was a horrific work situation, horrific work environment. But I do think that I'm grateful for a lot of the people that I worked over there with, because there's some really, really cool people. And it was a difficult situation that a lot of us were in. And I was some 22-year-old pissant at a college that they allowed the opportunity to go to Titans practice. So I cannot rip 102.5 while not acknowledging that they gave me a lot of cool opportunities. Like nobody should have put me at 22 years old in an NFL locker room and said, all right, figure it out. Start being an NFL reporter. I said, okay. But I remember very well, one of my friends, my best friend at 102.5 at the time, my best friend in Nashville got fired. And the next day, or I think that day, Austin and Zach had texted me, said, hey, we'd like to take you to lunch and talk about a cool opportunity. I said, you know what? It's a sign from the football gods above. So I think we went to Party Foul. If I remember correctly, Party Foul in the Gulch in downtown Nashville. They said, hey, we're doing this thing. We're trying to create another show. You want in? I said, yeah. You know what? Sounds like a good deal. And since then, all the boys have done is absolutely blow this thing up in ways that I'm very, very happy to be a very small part of. Anyway, that's going to do it for us tonight here on the Primetime Show. Always appreciate you guys. Thank you for spending your time here with us. Radio show tomorrow, as I mentioned, Warren Moon. We will do that. We will have that interview tomorrow at 12:20. So I hope you'll listen from 10 to 1 on 104.5 The Zone. And if I don't catch you there, I'll see you tomorrow night on the radio show. I think we'll use the John Robinson ending clip from time to time, but I think at least for the remainder of this calendar year, we should work our guy Leslie Jordan into the rotation.
Well, shit. What are y'all doing?